dude.
Got him.
So the last episode we did, right? We did it, whatever. And then I was like, all right, I gotta go download the audio or whatever from Craigbot, you know.
Yeah, you know how we do.
And
How dogs do.
and it like wouldn't download.
Okay.
I was very afraid because I clicked on it and then it just like spun for like a long time. I was like, this is weird. And I tried it again and it just spun. And I was like, ooh, ooh, we better not have just lost that episode. But I think the servers were down or something because I tried the next day and it worked. Like we're all good.
Okay.
I was very afraid that I was gonna have to text you and be like, hey, we just lost that episode, so I don't know if we're gonna
Just gotta re-record it.
yeah, we're gonna re-record. Like I don't know, I don't know what we're doing. I was afraid. Shoot, dude. So I don't know. I don't have anything else.
It's okay. Fear is a natural thing to state. That was very important to tell everyone. We won't. That last episode. Be grateful for our viewers. We're not supposed to get that one,
Yeah.
apparently. But we gripped it from the claws of death.
Yeah.
Got it to you. By we, I mean Tyler. He gripped it from the claws of death himself. From Craig's own mouth. He was gonna eat it.
Yeah. Gross.
Like a bunch of bear slobber on it and other stuff.
Mm.
It's like sticky, like honey, but then like smell like fish. Like it's weird. Bears eat weird. Bears are like omnivores, so like they hit that weird thing where like they can just eat whatever. But they also like pies.
I still don't understand how hibernation works.
It's like imagine that like you use all this energy, right? And you're like, well now I gotta like imagine that bear's just like a giant like furnace that's like always on, and then you gotta
Yeah.
take them off so you can like put more coal in them before you run them again.
Sure. Yeah. But like, how long do they sleep for?
Apparently months, dude.
It's like they they like actually just go into a coma for months. They're just good.
I mean, the way I guess like I don't know if they actually go into coma or not, but like as far as I'm concerned, what I know, it's kind of like when like bugs have like their seasons, where like
Yeah.
they go into hiding and they come back out.
Like fish.
Yes, I don't know if fish actually do that or not. To be
I
fair, like
know.
do humans hibernate, dude? No, we don't hibernate.
No. We've evolved past that though. We have electricity. Do fish? No.
Fish would love electricity.
Would they?
Would they? I think they would.
I feel like in the quest for electricity, there would be many fatalities. It would be a war, but they wouldn't be fighting themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know how good that would go. So yeah, untitled,
Untitled,
unfocused.
unfocused. Hey,
Yeah, Tyler, Raymond,
hey, what's up?
how are you doing, Ray? On
I
this
am
fun.
doing splendid. This is
Ooh.
a September podcast.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy. I don't know why, but
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
back to school. You ready for back to school season? You
See, I don't even understand seasons anymore, dude.
know?
I've been home for like the past 6 months.
It's
It
funny.
went by in a blur.
They're gonna be like 20 years. I've never left.
I've actually never left my house once. No, it's been 6 months, and like literally everything's a blur, dude. It's like, oh yes, of course, that thing, those things happen.
Yeah,
Tell me
sure.
more about what the world is like. Back to school is just some nonsense that like corporations came up with because they don't want to fund schools.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, oh man, you get these notebooks for a nickel. I'm like, I feel like they should be free though. I feel like we should
It's
just
like,
have them.
you mean that like tax money for schools isn't enough to get supplies, so parents have to go out and get the supplies for their kids. And then you're like, shouldn't that how the economy works? But it's like, I mean, education should be something for everyone, not for people who can afford the stuff. But to be fair, like notebooks and stuff are generally inexpensive, and most schools sometimes have fundraisers and all that at the beginning of school to help parents. weren't able to afford those items for students. So
There are kids that still have to pay for lunch,
yeah, and
which is
lunch would be free
nuts.
at school.
That's crazy. Um, yeah.
That was
So
economic of our podcast.
that was Economics 101. That was a podcast within a podcast. I
It's
don't
gonna
know
be another
how.
bit. We're gonna bring it
Yeah,
back every time.
every time. Until we forget, and then it'll just be lost to all of the other bits that we've forgotten about.
But I never really forgot Wikipedia. Wikipedia's still here. I'm just like never pulling it out ever again.
Yeah, just doesn't happen.
It's just like no one's hit the subscriber special yet. That's why.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
I spoiled it. I spoiled it. There you go, guys.
It's fine. I'll just cut it out.
Nothing
They'll
gets
never
cut in
know.
this show.
What do you mean? I saved last week's podcast. I don't know if you were there for it, but I did it.
You're right, dude.
So Ray, today we watched. Well, we didn't watch it today. I mean, you might have watched it today. I don't think you did.
I did not
But
watch it today.
we did Lupin III, the first, right? That was kind of a follow up to Castle of Cagliostro,
Yeah, it was.
right? They're both in the Lupin universe, kind of thing. So then
And we were introduced to the characters already, so we felt comfortable. I mean, I felt
Yeah,
comfortable. I'd say.
yeah, definitely. So who owns Lupin then? Or is it
I
like
don't
a
know.
like a Dracula thing where it's just like open to anyone to make a story?
I'm looking into that right now. I'm gonna do my quick
I forget what that's
research.
called. I was reading about that the other day about like how all these different properties are like open source, not open source, but like
Because I
something
mean, like,
whatever.
what I know from Lupin is that like he's based on Arsène Lupin. The guy who's like the gentleman thief in the novels. The guy who
Yeah.
inspired P5 Joker. That
Hmm.
Arsène. So like the idea of a Lupin, and I'm looking at the Wikipedia page now. So it's going with I guess that he's like the third in the family. So like he's the grandson of Arsène.
Okay.
Okay. So like I guess like it's like his family's always been a thief or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Not anything much. Manga by Monkey Punch. So I guess Monkey Punch was the studio who came out with the movie as well. So
Okay. So
it's not bad.
I don't know what I was gonna say. How'd
But
you
Monkey
feel
Punch
about the
actually has
movie?
one guy. So it's dude. He goes by Monkey Punch now.
That's a pretty cool name. It's a pretty cool thing.
It's
Almost as cool as Tiger T, you know what I'm saying?
almost as cool as Tiger T. Yeah, I mean he
And
has a bunch of stuff. I mean like I don't know if he's doing anything else right now other than maybe working on Lupin. Oh no, he's dead. Oh,
I was
well
not
there we go.
expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Died of pneumonia. The silent killer.
Mm, it's fitting for a assassin type thing, you know?
Who has the rights now to it though?
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. Cause like, it's pretty far apart that we got the Miyazaki thing and now we got the Lupin the Third thing. It's like 30 years or something. Maybe more, because I think Cagliostro was 80s. So yeah. I mean, I feel like they definitely had to like license it or whatever. Because if it was just open, then we would have seen a lot more Lupin stuff, I imagine. And like I haven't seen any Lupin stuff in the past few years in terms of anime. I don't think. It's got to be popular too, I imagine. It reminded me a lot of Mission Impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does have, like it has its feel to it. I mean, it's very interesting. I think I don't know who has the rights to it now though.
Maybe no one does. You know? I mean, who did the movie? Uh,
The first, let's see who did the first. It was
I don't even know.
It's TMZ Entertainment and Mars
Okay.
Animation Planet did
Okay.
that. TMS Entertainment.
G Kids is gonna be releasing the
They're dubbed.
yeah, which is cool. You can always count on G Kids to be there for you, you know.
It's really weird. TMS Entertainment, Mars. I mean, I would assume, like, honestly, that this has been through so many people before it actually, like, you know what I mean? It just goes
Mhm.
through a lot.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, for it to, I don't know, for it to reach those kind of people, you know.
Yeah. Especially now that the creator's dead, it's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like
so it
that.
seems that I guess looking at it right now, Funimation has most of the rights to it right now.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's not bad.
So, yeah, what'd you think of it?
I I quite enjoyed the movie, honestly. Again, the animation we already knew spot on. Spot on animation. Characters. Oh, this time we actually got to see Goemon go off a bit.
Yeah, we did.
Last time he was upset in Cagliostro, he didn't get to do much. And he has a meteorite sword like Sokka, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I was like, "Whoa, that's the same as Avatar."
It's probably where like Avatar got it from, actually.
Do you think that's actually a thing in the whatever the
Hmm.
actual story? Was that just for this movie?
I have no idea. It was cool.
I just turned a fan on. Can you hear it?
No, can you hear my
Okay.
AC, dude?
No.
Okay, we're good.
I was just asking. My fan is literally like right here.
Okay, my AC is like right across from me.
Okay.
So it's on my window,
Yeah,
so I
man.
get chilly. Mhm.
You talked about the animation. That was like the thing that I was like surprised by. I guess like I already saw the trailers and whatever, but it was just so good, and like I didn't understand how it could be that good.
It's again, the movie came out like what last year, so
Yeah, it
it
was like
makes it.
December.
Um, we can look into it like this as well, saying that in this case as well, like I'm gonna spoil the movie. The black hole animation, the first one,
Yeah.
when like it after it disappears and it gathers all the dust,
Mhm.
I was like, this is crazy.
I know.
Because I'm
And
like
like
all those particles and everything. I'm like, this is
yeah, it made me think of Ghost of Tsushima.
very
'Cause
smooth.
Ghost of Tsushima always has all the like the flowers and the pollen or whatever.
Yeah, it's like always moving in the air, like
Yeah.
in the direction that you want to go.
Mm.
So you always gotta look at it.
Watching this kind of reminded me of how I felt watching Into the Spider-Verse because I think
Yes.
they're both movies where just the look of it is just so good that there was
Mhm.
times where I was like distracted because I was just looking at stuff and it
Yeah.
just looked so clean. Like I I don't know. I've never really heard of Lupin, obviously, other than like Cagliostro, and then I don't know anything about this uh company or whatever.
Mhm.
But like they did a really good job, and I don't know. I don't know what this movie did. I don't know if people watched it, what people think of it, but like just for that, just for the quality in itself, I don't know. It deserves a lot of praise, I think.
Like, uh, I like the one thing. So like one thing, like when I first went to the movie, the opening of the film, I was like, okay, this is like a good open. It's like a standard opening, and then it hit you with that Bond sequence,
Hmm.
like the classic James Bond like opening styles, and it's like, okay, this is like. I was like, that's when I realized like they put their A game for this movie right here.
Yeah, yeah. I think they set the tone really quickly of like even
Mhm.
if you've never seen anything from Lupin before, this is what it's going to be, and it's going to be really cool.
I mean, like the plot was predictable, but I mean,
Yeah.
Lupin, as we've already went over, um, is very simple. It knows what it wants to show you. In
Hmm.
the end, Lupin is always going to be running away. He's not going to be taking any true loss, I guess, in this case.
Hmm.
He'll just go on his merry. Yeah, he'll just go.
There was some things that caught me by surprise, just like little things like, um, Hitler not being alive.
Oh, that was pretty
I
funny.
didn't
That one
I didn't
got
really
me
see
too.
that coming.
I was like, yes. I was like, yes, yes. It was
Yeah.
going in a really good direction there. And then when you
Mhm.
realize the entire time he's saying that, that's Lupin.
Yeah. Or it's like in hindsight, you could have seen that very clearly, but in the moment, you're like, they did, kind of foreshadow that of he's dead, and then, "Oh, no,
Yeah,
there's these conspiracies that he's still alive in, like, Cuba or something," I think they said.
it's South America. I think it's Argentina, honestly.
Argentina,
Uh,
yeah.
me and Ethan went into a deep dive way back in high school into that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is that,
Ethan
like,
and I
based
went
off of a
to.
real thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, there's theories that Hitler was alive and living in Argentina for quite a bit of his life before he died.
Okay.
And it's also supported by the fact that there's also like very Germanic villages and settlements as well in Argentina.
That would definitely connect the dots, yeah.
Mhm. And like there's like a photograph of him, I believe, working as a gardener
Okay.
on like an estate. It's so weird, but you
It's
have
like
to like look
Thanos.
into it. It's so weird to look into, but it was fun, dude. That was
Yeah.
like 4 years ago again. Me and Ethan looking into this.
If there was someone that could do that, it'd probably be him because of how loyal, like, the people around him are. That, like,
Mhm.
he could probably just be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this thing, Imma fake my death, and Imma leave, so everyone just chill." And obviously everyone that was
Only the
around
people
him.
close to him, knew.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
everyone else is like, "Oh, he's dead."
yeah.
But then when they hear, like, once he's gathered, like the plan, everything's all set in motion. He's like, "Okay, let everyone know now that
I'm
we
back.
are alive." He's like, "I'm back," in the friended voice.
Yeah, man. Another thing that caught me by surprise, which I just thought it was crazy, like, in the moment, but obviously, it's anime, it's very, like, cartoonish too, so it wasn't gonna have any real, like, impact or whatever, but when he threw, um, his daughter not well, he didn't throw him, the other dude threw the daughter out of the plane, I was like, "Oh, man, is she gone?" 'Cause and then Lupin jumped out, and I was like, "Do you have a parachute? What's the plan?" You know?
We saw the plan. They had no plan.
Yeah, they just like, if you go out, I go out too, and it's like, why would you do that? You could have lived.
Lupin is very crazy to the point where he's willing to push everything, dude. And I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Especially in the beginning of the movie, like he kind of shows it. It's like if you're not willing to like risk your life in this, because he like jumped across the buildings and did everything. He's like, you have to like live to be the thief.
Mhm.
There was something else. I was vibing with that as well when I was watching Trigun a while
Okay.
ago. There was a Trigun movie,
Mhm.
and the main villain for the Trigun movie states, if I don't feel the thrill of knowing what it's like when I'm stealing stuff, then it's not really a robbery.
Oh, that is a true burglar, a true thief. You know there's a difference between burglary and robbery?
What is the difference?
One is well, I guess the difference is if there's people in the building or not, right? So, like, one is you I don't remember which is which, but it's like one, like, robbery is when there's no one there, you're just taking stuff, and then burglary is when there's people there, and obviously you're putting, like, lives at risk as you're trying to steal whatever you're trying to steal. I
Yes,
didn't know that. I thought they were, like,
same and same.
synonyms. Yeah.
You burglar. It was burgling. That's all I got for that bit.
Yeah, I was trying to think. And then, yeah, you already mentioned it with, like, with the ending, the very end fight scene with, like, the black hole or whatever. I really liked how they kinda set that up with, like, all the stuff flying around. You already mentioned, like, the particles or whatever, but they're on top of the plane, they're rolling over, like, they were actually going to the death. Like, this was end of the world type fight that they're having right here, you know?
My favorite things are like they show you like the setup for everything though. They don't like have anything hidden. Like
Mhm.
they kind of show you like Lupin from the beginning of the movie when you see him, you know he's a master of disguise. Or you have an idea, mask on. So at the end, him being Hitler, you're not surprised. You're like, oh, he had the mask on earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
Him surviving at the end of the fight. He took the orb. We saw him take the orb. The orb didn't come into play until the very end, where he uses it to come down to safety. I mean, everything that he does is shown like you already learn what he is will be and what he'll do through the course of the movie.
Him like when they found out that he was also part of that like family line or whatever,
Mhm.
apart with that girl's grandfather as well. When they looked at the book, the journal or whatever, and it also had like his like Lupin crest or whatever. I thought that was cool. It's like I wasn't expecting him to have that connection to it as well. I thought it was just I'm really good at puzzles, so I'm obviously here to help you like figure it out.
And like he was saying like as well early in the film, he's like it was my father's legacy to do this, and then like you're getting the hint, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, and like he was right too in that moment after they solved the like book key or whatever,
Mhm.
and then the dude took it away, and I was like, oh, what are you gonna do now, Lupin? You got you. And he said something like, how much further do you expect to make it without me? Like I literally just solved that puzzle. If you lock me up or whatever, and like what put me in jail, I guess they were trying to do,
Mhm.
then like you haven't been able to do what I did in 5 minutes with your whole life, right?
Mhm.
And your fake daughter, I don't really think she wants to help you as much as you think she does. You're like throwing her away. She wants to go to college, and you're like, why would you ever do that? You're like throwing away my legacy.
Mhm.
I was like, you're pushing all the helpful people out of your life right now.
And then they try to make you like feel a little bit of pity for him, and it's like no, I'll feel nothing for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like when that dude was gonna throw her out of the plane, he
Mhm.
told him to throw her out of the plane first, and
Mhm.
he couldn't do it because he was like, oh, that's my daughter, right? I can't do it. And I think that
Yeah,
was also supposed to be like, oh, he actually still cares. But then by the end of it, you're like, no, he really doesn't.
he's selfish to like the very end.
Yeah,
So he wants it both ways. Boy, like come on, dude.
I feel like um, watching Cagliostro as well, I can kind of pick up on some of the like constants within the his like story or whatever. And I
Mhm.
guess the detective dude who's like always running after him, he's like Team Rocket, right? He's always
Yeah.
there trying to get Lupin. Uh, I wonder if that happens throughout everything, where like towards the end he ends up teaming up with Lupin because it happened in this movie and it happened in Cagliostro as well, where it's like there
Mhm.
is a bigger enemy that we have to team up to defeat together. You know what I mean? And then at the very end, it was like, all right, truce is over. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
But like it happened in both movies, and I thought that was cool because
Mhm.
again, he was going to create like a black hole thing and like use it to I don't know make Hitler in charge again or whatever. Like the putting you in jail for your thief and your robbery isn't really the biggest problem at the moment. You know?
There's this other guy who's like pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the entire time he's like, "Yo, man, I can't wait to get praised by Hitler for creating this black hole."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa, man, who's Hitler? What? What?"
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't believe it. I mean, even when he ripped the mask off of Lupin and it found out it was him, he still thought that Lupin like did something with Hitler, like he's
They're
hiding
like,
him.
"Where's the real Hitler?" It's like, "Oh, he's dead. He's been
Yeah.
dead for years, dude."
Died in 1945 or 46 or whatever he said. He's
It's like,
gone, dude.
"That bunker, dude. It's a shame."
The bunker could have stopped a nuke, but it couldn't stop couldn't stop his own hand, you know? Do you think they're gonna make another one?
I mean, I would like them to. The creator's dead now. I don't know who has the exact rights to making these. But I would like Lupin is again a very simple story, and you can do many things with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because the base premise is the same. He's just a dude who's very into thievery, right? He has his little cast of friends that you can pick from. He has the like detective dude that's always going after him, and
It's
and,
really
and I
good.
mean, uh, the stories you can do are very diverse. I mean, the two things we just saw are very different in like what the villains are trying to accomplish.
A lot of different stories can go into that. Looking at the Wikipedia page earlier, I mean, because I looked at it, according to the creator, there is no end to Lupin. Lupin could go on forever, he says, until either they get old, like him and the guy from Interpol. Either they get old,
Hmm.
or if they become friends,
Yeah, that's true.
or
Or
like
if
if they declare a truce or a draw. That's the only really end.
yeah, or if what did the dude from Trigun say? If I lose the fire or whatever, it's like that too. If he just one day is just like, I'm not really into it anymore. Not really into stealing stuff,
Yeah.
which I can't
Mm-hmm.
imagine would happen.
That's what makes it interesting, though. I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we can go to other Lupin's content later for the podcast. But from the two we've seen, Lupin, I feel it. I vibe with it. Maybe simple, but it's very
Yeah, yeah.
beautifully done.
I'll have to do some research. See what Lupin fans would
I can
yeah, yeah.
recommend. They're into.
Because I don't think
It's
either of the
definitely good.
things we've
It's
seen
good
are
stuff.
known as like the best thing from Lupin. I think they just happen to fall into.
They're just the movies,
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're not watching
Mhm.
any series or anything. You know what I mean? Like so, the
Yeah.
movies are gonna be like these really big events that have like a conclusion. I don't know if like the normal anime would be like different, or if there's like more stuff happening at the same time. Maybe we'll get longer heist scenes, like
Oh yeah,
more
because
in depth into
it's
the
a show,
heist.
not a movie. Yeah,
Yeah, you see more parts to it. Maybe
hmm
more tension rackets up because of that.
yeah, it
Interesting
could
stuff.
happen.
I mean,
So yeah, Lupin the Third was cool. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. We should definitely try to do some more Lupin stuff at some point.
it's the Raymond
I
seal
was
of
gonna ask you
approval.
that too. I was thinking about that today. I was like, I wonder if Lupin gets gets the Raymond seal. Yeah.
Lupin gets the seal, dude. Like one, the animation's beautiful. Two, the story was beautifully done. Had a good couple twists, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth when you're done watching it. It
It
was
also,
refreshing. It doesn't get you like super hyped up, but it feels
I don't think
really
it was
great
a
to
super
watch.
long movie either.
No, it was
Uh,
pretty short, I believe. It was a standard like a movie
Yeah,
size, right?
yeah,
Like
93
90
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
There you
which is good. It didn't like drag out, and it did have a lot of different set pieces too. It did have a lot of variety. It wasn't just one thing, which is cool.
go. I like that. Like they had you moving from locations. Like they kind of like let you know it's like move and transition. That like from like we started like where
Hmm.
like Berlin went to South America, and we transitioned. It had that smoothly
Yeah,
done.
man, that was cool. So yeah, that was Lupin. Hopefully, we'll do more really good. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. So,
I don't know what we're
oh yeah,
replacing
we
it with.
gotta do
We'll
that.
find out.
Oh my god, I almost ended it without figuring that out.
Oh,
So my my query to you, Ray, is this something I talked to you about before? Would you want to uh, start a book
I love books.
for our Monday slot? It would be books. It's Monday, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
we can do books.
so
Books are cool.
I wrote down a bunch of books on the list. Um,
Oh
some
boy,
stuff we talked about, and then a bunch of stuff we didn't. And yeah, if you want to start one of those, we can. If you have something else in mind that's not on the list, we can do that as well. Uh, yeah, I wanted to be prepared.
I do. I do want to start with a classic here.
Ooh, classic.
To be, I want to be a little bit selfish. Let me be honest when I say
Okay.
this,
In
because
in my mind, when I was making this list, right, I was like, there's one book that if I had to put money on that Ray is gonna want to start with, it's this one. So go ahead, tell me what it is.
there's already money. You already know what it is. You say it, dude. You already know.
Is it the Thin Executioner?
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
the executioner.
Yeah, so
Um,
if you guys don't know, and I think we talked about it before, but this is a book that Ray has read. I think you read it multiple times.
I've read it
twice.
twice
This is a book that Ray has been telling me to read for probably like a couple years at this point. um,
because, like, okay, to go into it, we're both fans of Darren Shan. We've
that's
read
true.
for the most part, we read Demonata.
Cirque du
We've read
Freak.
the Cirque the Freak series. We both quit Zombie
Yep.
out of sheer distaste for the series.
Yeah.
He quit it much earlier than I did.
I quit it after book one. I think Ray quit it after what, the second to last book? And there's like 10 books in the series.
I quit like book 7 or whatever. It was like Zombie Bride.
Yeah.
I'm like halfway through Zombie Bride, and I'm like, I'm not having fun with this anymore.
And
It's
like
not fun.
it's like quitting halfway through like what is it, like Order of the Phoenix, and you're like, you know what, Harry Potter ain't for me. Like, it's so
Was it like
much. It's so much.
like the Divergent book series?
Yeah.
I read the first 2 books. I was like reading like I think 40 or 50 pages through the third book, and I'm like, I just can't do it anymore,
Isn't
dude.
the third book the last book?
Yes, I was like, I can't read this book.
Oh
I was like, the
man.
first book is good. The second book is like decent. I'm like, this book's just awful. What was it, like a Legion? I'm like, I couldn't finish it,
Yeah.
dude. I just had to put it away. And I'm like, it was really racking me, dude.
See, now, to give Zombie some credit, right? Uh, well, the reason that we both read Zombie is because, yeah, we like the other two series that he did, and they're really good. Like those are probably two of my favorite series I've ever read. And for me, that first book was cool, but there wasn't like, I don't know, the whole like twist about it with them being zombies or whatever, or like they can still live and have minds
You
was
gotta
like
drink
cool.
brain juice. You gotta drink brain juice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like I don't
Like
know, there
like
wasn't anything about it that was super cool. Like wanted me to keep reading. It was like, yeah, this is whatever.
like Darren Shan kind of opens. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, yeah, with like the vampires being real, but like what they actually are, and then
Like the
like
second book, really for Darren Shan for the vampire book, like
oh, it's
Cirque du
like
Freak. The
yeah,
second
yeah,
book
yeah,
really opens it up to us.
yeah, because is the second one the one that introduces the other vampire thing?
Yeah.
There's like another class of vampires. They're
Hmm.
like more like aggressive though.
They're like orcs, dude.
Yeah, basically. I mean, and then with Demonata, the first book of Demonata is
The first book,
crazy.
even was so good, so
With
good.
like with like the like third chapter is like, okay, I'm in. you know?
Like Demon Hunter had me hooked, dude. I was like, this is crazy. I just wanted to see how it was gonna go down. I was like, ooh, it's so good.
Yeah, yeah. But so Thin Executioner is only one book though, right? It's not a series.
It's one book, not a series.
Yeah, one book.
This is his magnum opus epic he wrote.
Yeah, so I'm excited to read it. Do you know how many pages it is?
It is. It, I would say it's probably like 2 or 3 of his books put together. It's kind of ridiculous. Let me see.
Okay, that is more than I thought it was.
Let me check the word count. I may be wrong. So the Thin Executioner on Google.
356. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's right. Like I think he like has like 100. No, he doesn't have 100-page books, right?
No.
No, he's like 200-page books.
Yeah. What is Cirque du Freak?
It's
There's
like
no way
200
Cirque du
pages.
Freak is that short. Yeah, it's gotta be. Why you gotta
Or
spell Cirque du
let me
Freak
check
this way,
Demon Hunter.
man? Come
Well,
on.
Demon Hunter.
Cirque du Freak, 192, just shy of 200.
Yeah, it works. So
Yeah.
Lord Lost. Let me see how long Lord Lost is. 224. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. It's
he's
not
like a
bad.
200-page man. So it's extra
It's like
100 pages. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's like 50% more than what he usually does.
So like he has obviously more time to flesh it out. You know what I mean? Make it
Yeah.
like a one-off story.
Mm.
Mm, To go with this as well, because it's all just one book. It's all contained. You're gonna understand it from front to end. What I appreciate is the world building. You know me, I'm a
Yeah.
sucker.
We gotta get a world building shirt.
A shirt. It's like some of the world building.
So this book that we're doing is one that you've already read, right? Are you
Yes,
going to reread it with me, or are you just gonna, you just
I
know
should
too
reread
much
it.
about
It's
it?
been a while. It has been a while since I read it. I should reread it.
Because then my question to you is, how much are we gonna do for next week? You know what I mean? Because
I'll
if
read it.
no, go ahead.
I'll read it, dude. The question is like, I don't know what chapters to stop or anything like that. It's been
Yeah,
so long.
I don't know how much I would be able to do. You know what I mean? If it was super
Yeah,
short, I could just do the whole thing. I don't know if I can do 350 in 1 week.
we're not a book club. We're not
Yeah,
dedicating our time specifically to that. We're managing shows as well. It
yeah.
may be a thing that we'll have to hold periodically.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just figure it out, I guess. We probably won't do the whole thing, so we'll just do part of it, and I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out.
It's good though. It's good. Um,
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Tyler knew I was gonna pick it. He put it on the list there.
yeah.
He knew. So he was
Well, yeah, because yeah, at the beginning of the list, there was just a bunch of stuff that we've talked about.
like,
And then Thin Executioner is obviously something we've talked about. So I was like, all right, at some point, I'm gonna have to read this. I'm gonna have to
it's
talk
good.
about it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next week for Monday, and yeah, check it out.
It's exciting.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Get
Um,
hyped.
so yeah, untitled, unfocused, and next time, read an amount of Thin Executioner, and I'm sure you'll be good.
Read the entire book, maybe.
Read the entire thing, and then you just go through. Don't post any spoilers though, because
You never know,
that's
man. I may get hooked. I will personally see to myself that I will destroy spoilers at sight.
and then with the ban hammer, you just take out people's accounts in the comments.
No, but like
Okay.
just to talk about the list, like a couple things on here that I'm really interested. Um, so going through here, City of Ember, Book Thief, Kill a Mockingbird, Lord of Flies, Illustrated Man, Dark Matter. I also haven't heard of them. That
Yeah.
I heard about this list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have my own list as well of books. I may want to add it,
Nice.
but I mean, like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know the
know.
length of the books I want to read because some of them I know. I know I got like 1,000-page
Mhm.
monsters. Like I got like on my list.
Yeah, that'll take some time.
Like so like I'm becoming a mainstream boy. I like Brandon Sanderson. So I've read The Way of Kings recently. I enjoy that book quite a lot. That
It's a
book
lot.
itself is like 1,000 pages long. It's a lot. And then he has like the fourth book coming out like in November. So now I got to read the other two books before that, and it's like yikes. And then I looked up online, and they're like, he has like novellas that go between these books, and I'm like, that's crazy. And he's like, that those are part of like a bigger thing too. That he has like a bunch of connected books, and they're all in the same universe. And I'm like, God damn it,
It's too
dude! Now I
much.
gotta. I'm like, not too much. It's like I want to read it all
Yeah.
because that book was so good. So it's like I just add a bunch of books to my list, and it's like, well, there you go. Now
You
you're
got
happy.
me.
I like it. You hooked me with the book. It was 1,000 pages long. I loved it. Okay.
I also added another thing I'm excited to do. I don't know when we'll get to it, but there's the Avatar comics I'd like to do. I don't know if you've ever read them.
It's like The Promise, and there's one more
There's
Avatar comic series,
there's
like The
more
Search.
there. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 or 4.
Is it The Search and The
Yeah, yeah,
Return?
something like that. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah. I have an idea.
I added those because I don't know if you've read them, but it is more like Avatar stuff. And we've talked about Avatar before, so
Oh, for Saga, I was kind of far in. There was a point when I was upkeeping with Saga. There was a
yeah.
point when I would keep up with that. It's been years.
Ah,
So Saga's farther, obviously,
yeah.
than I was at. So, but there was a point when I was reading that. I was like, yes, Saga was good when I was in
Okay.
it. Oh boy, I just saw one of the planned brackets there.
Mhm.
I'm excited if we ever could do that bracket.
Wait, what one?
There's a couple. There's 3 brackets on here, and all 3
Are
are
there
kind of killer.
3? I don't have to list stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna say them because
I
they're
gotta
nice
open
to
the
keep in
thing.
touch. They're nice surprise ones.
I know about one of them because I looked at it the other day. Okay. Okay, yeah, all 3 of them. Yeah, okay, you're right. All 3 of them are cool.
I'm
Yeah.
liking all 3.
Yeah, man, we just gotta finish stuff and then we do this, you know?
I did see 7. I saw that movie like earlier this year
Oh, really?
because it was one of those things to do in early quarantine when you're
Yeah.
bored. Because you look at movies and all that stuff. So 7 was one of those I had on my list and I watched it. Surprisingly, that movie's been out for years, and everyone said the joke like, "What's in the box?" I didn't know what was in the box, dude. For until I
Yeah, I
watched the
don't know.
movie, obviously now I know what's in the box. Internet culture ruined that movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, how was I supposed to know the box is important, dude?
Yeah, I mean that's what happens, you know. Spoilers get out there.
Kill Bill, Glorious Bastards, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Dude, this movie list is heavy, dude. Like,
I also added a bunch to it too, since the last time we looked at it.
I'm definitely not about to go and update this list. You have no idea.
All right.
Monday,
Monday, yeah.
read the book.
Then Executioner. I'll try to get through as much of it as I can. I'll start reading it today.
It's pretty short. I was like 300 pages. I could probably binge that out in a couple days. Most of tomorrow, I think, if I binge out most of it.
Yeah, I could probably read a bunch of it. There are a couple days this week I gotta work a little later, but yeah, I don't think it's that bad. So yeah, Monday, do that. Then Executioner.
Focused. It's good. It's a good book. Will it be all of it? Who knows? Will it be half of it? I think there's like an interlude actually in that book. So they kind of stop you in the middle or whatever. I think there is.
Mm.
It's been so long, but I think there is.